Let me tell you something, every single one of us has been knocked down at some point. Life has a way of testing you, of throwing challenges your way when you least expect it. But here's the truth, falling down isn't the end. It's the beginning. The beginning of something greater if you choose to rebuild yourself. When the storms come, and they will come, the question isn't why me, the question is what now, because how you respond, how you rise, that's what defines you. Not the mistakes you made, not the failures you endured. What matters is the fight inside you, the determination to say, I'm not done yet. Rebuilding yourself starts with one thing: belief. Belief in your ability to change, to grow, to become something extraordinary. You can't wait for others to see it in you. You've got to see it in yourself first. You've got to say, I am worthy. I am capable. I am ready. And then you've got to work. It's not going to be easy. Rebuilding is messy. It's painful. It's lonely at times. But hear me when I say this, the process of rebuilding is where the magic happens. It's where strength is forged, where character is built, and where dreams are realized. Brick by brick, step by step, day by day, you get stronger. Stop holding on to the past. Stop carrying the weight of what you could have done or should have done. Yesterday is gone. It's done. What matters is what you do today, what you do now. Listen, you might have people doubting you. You might have people saying you'll never make it. You'll never change. Let them talk. Let them watch. Because one day they're going to look up and see you standing tall, stronger than ever. Not because it was easy, but because you refused to quit. When you rebuild yourself, you inspire others. You show them what's possible. You show them that they can rise too. And that's what this world needs: people who are willing to step up, rebuild, and lead. So take that first step. Dust yourself off, look in the mirror and say, I'm coming back. Better, stronger, wiser. The world hasn't seen the best of you yet. Rebuild yourself. And when you do, stand tall because you've earned it. Let's go. The time is now. Falling down is not the end. Life's challenges and failures are inevitable, but they don't define you. What matters is your ability to rise and rebuild. Belief is the foundation. The journey to rebuilding begins with self-belief. You must see your potential and worth before expecting anyone else to. Rebuilding is a process. Growth is messy, painful, and requires perseverance, but it's in the process that strength and character are forged. Focus on today, not yesterday. Let go of past mistakes and regrets. What matters is what you choose to do with the present moment. Prove doubters wrong through action. Ignore the negativity of others. Let your hard work and resilience speak louder than their doubts. Inspire others by rising strong. Rebuilding yourself isn't just for you, it serves as a beacon for others to rise and rebuild their lives too. Life is unpredictable, filled with highs and lows that can leave even the strongest among us questioning their strength. Falling down, whether due to failure, setbacks, or unforeseen challenges, is a shared human experience. It doesn't matter how successful, intelligent, or prepared you are, at some point, life will knock you down. But here's the critical truth: falling down is not the end. It's not a verdict on who you are or what you're capable of. Instead, it's a moment, a chapter, an opportunity waiting to be transformed into a comeback story. When you fall, it's easy to feel like the world is crashing around you. The weight of disappointment, the sting of failure, or the pain of loss can make you question your path and purpose. You may find yourself trapped in a cycle of self-doubt, replaying every mistake, every wrong turn, every missed opportunity. But you must understand that falling isn't failure, it's a part of the process. Falling teaches you lessons that success never could. It's in those moments on the ground where the seeds of growth are planted. What you do when you're down is what determines whether you stay there or rise stronger. The reality is no one achieves greatness without setbacks. Think about anyone who has ever reached the heights of success, whether it's an artist, an athlete, a leader, or a visionary. They've all fallen at some point. They faced rejection, defeat, and obstacles that seemed insurmountable. What separates them from the rest is not that they avoided failure, but that they embraced it as a stepping stone. Falling down gave them a reason to stand back up, to reassess, to push forward with greater determination. In those moments when you're lying flat, it's tempting to stay down. It's tempting to listen to the voice that says, "This is it. You've reached the end. It's over," but that voice is a liar. That voice is fear, insecurity, and doubt trying to take control. The truth is, falling down is not a signal to stop, it's a call to action. It's life's way of telling you that you've been given a chance to rebuild, to rise anew, to prove not just to the world, but to yourself that you're capable of more. When you fall, you gain a perspective you can't get while standing tall. From down there, you can see the cracks in the foundation, the missteps that led you there. You have the chance to pause, reflect, and rebuild, not in haste, but with intention. You can learn from what went wrong and take those lessons with you as you climb back up. Falling forces you to confront your weaknesses, your fears, and your limits. It strips away the superficial and leaves you with the core of who you are. That's where true strength begins. The ground may feel hard and unforgiving, but it's also solid. It's a place to push off from, a place to gather your strength and momentum. Every time you fall, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And that experience gives you an edge, a clarity, a resilience that makes your next ascent even more powerful. Falling down isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. It's proof that you're in the arena, that you're trying, that you're alive. It's an opportunity to grow, to evolve, and to become a better version of yourself. The only true failure is staying down, letting the fall define you instead of using it to refine you. Every time you fall, you're being given the chance to rewrite your story, to rise higher than before. Remember, falling down is not the end. It's a beginning, a call to rise, to rebuild, to become something greater than you ever imagined. Belief is the cornerstone of every great achievement. It is the invisible force that fuels resilience, perseverance, and the courage to rebuild when everything feels lost. Without belief in yourself, no strategy, no amount of external support, and no favorable circumstance can truly make a difference. Belief is where it all starts. It is the foundation upon which you build your life, your dreams, and your future. When you face setbacks, challenges, or moments of failure, it's easy to let doubt creep in. That voice in your head starts whispering, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it. Why even try?" It's persistent, relentless, and convincing. But here's the thing, that voice doesn't speak the truth. It speaks fear, insecurity, and the remnants of past conditioning. True belief isn't about ignoring that voice, it's about countering it with a louder, stronger voice that says, "Yes, I can. I will." A belief in yourself doesn't mean arrogance or overconfidence. It's not about pretending you have all the answers or thinking you're invincible. It's about acknowledging your worth, your potential, and your ability to grow and improve. It's about recognizing that you are a work in progress and that progress is more valuable than perfection. When you believe in yourself, you give yourself permission to try, to fail, and to try and try again. Self-belief is not something you're born with, it's something you cultivate. It's a skill, a mindset, and a habit. And like any habit, it requires practice. It begins with the way you speak to yourself. Your inner dialogue shapes your reality. If you tell yourself you're incapable, unworthy, or destined to fail, that's what you'll start to see in your life. But if you tell yourself, "I have what it takes, I'm capable of learning, I deserve success," you begin to shift your perspective. One of the most powerful ways to build self-belief is by focusing on your small wins. Too often we dismiss our achievements because they don't seem big enough or important enough. But every victory, no matter how small, is proof of your capability. It's a reminder that you are making progress. Celebrate those wins. Acknowledge them. Use them as stepping stones to build a strong foundation of confidence. Another crucial aspect of belief is surrounding yourself with people who uplift and encourage you. Your environment plays a significant role in shaping your mindset. If you're constantly around negativity, criticism, or doubt, it becomes harder to maintain belief in yourself. Seek out those who see your potential, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of your worth when you forget. At the same time, be mindful of your own role in this. Be your biggest cheerleader. Don't wait for others to validate you. Speak life into your dreams. Belief also requires action. It's not enough to simply think or hope. You have to do. Action reinforces belief. Every step you take, even when you're unsure or afraid, strengthens your confidence in your ability to move forward. When you act in alignment with your goals, you're sending a powerful message to yourself. I trust my ability to figure this out. There will be moments when your belief is tested, moments when things don't go as planned, and the future feels uncertain. In those times, remind yourself of what you've already overcome. Remember the battles you've fought, the obstacles you've navigated, and the strength you've shown. You've faced challenges before, and you've risen. You can do it again. Belief in yourself is not about guaranteeing success. It's about giving yourself the chance to succeed. It's about showing up, trying, and persevering even when the odds seem stacked against you. It's about trusting that you are capable of growth and that every effort you make brings you closer to the person you're meant to become. Without belief, you stand still, paralyzed by doubt. With belief, you move forward, step by step, toward the life you envision. Everything starts with belief. It is the foundation of transformation, and it is the key to rebuilding yourself into the person you were always meant to be. Rebuilding yourself is a process, and like any process, it takes time, effort, and patience. There's no shortcut to growth. It's not something that happens overnight or in a single moment of inspiration. It's a deliberate, intentional journey that demands persistence and resilience. Rebuilding is messy, unpredictable, and often uncomfortable, but it's within this very mess that transformation takes place. When you commit to rebuilding, you're signing up for a journey that won't always make sense in the moment. You might not immediately see the progress you're making, and that can feel discouraging. But just because the results aren't visible yet doesn't mean the work isn't happening. Think of a seed planted in the soil. For days, weeks, maybe even months, it seems like nothing is happening. But beneath the surface, roots are spreading, strengthening, and preparing for the sprout to break through. That's how rebuilding works. It starts in places you can't always see or measure. The process of rebuilding requires you to let go of old patterns, beliefs, and habits that no longer serve you. This is one of the hardest parts because it forces you to confront yourself honestly. It's not easy to admit that some of your struggles come from the choices you've made or the mindset you've held on to. But honesty with yourself is where true change begins. You can't build something new on a shaky foundation. You have to clear away the debris, the self-doubt, the fear, and the excuses before you can lay the groundwork for something stronger. Rebuilding isn't linear. There will be days when you feel like you're making great strides and others when you feel like you're back at square one. That's normal. Progress is rarely a straight line. It's a series of peaks and valleys, forward steps and occasional setbacks. What matters is that you keep moving. Even when it feels like you're moving at a snail's pace, you're still moving. One of the most important aspects of rebuilding is embracing the discomfort that comes with growth. Growth is rarely comfortable because it pushes you out of your comfort zone. It challenges you to do things differently, to think differently, and to be different. It's in this discomfort that you discover new strengths, talents, and capabilities. You learn to adapt, to persevere, and to trust yourself in ways you never have before. Patience is another crucial element of the process. In a world that celebrates instant gratification, it can be hard to embrace the slow, steady work of rebuilding. But true transformation takes time. Rushing the process doesn't lead to lasting change, it leads to fragile results that crumble under pressure. When you rebuild patiently, you're not just fixing the surface, you're creating something solid and enduring. Rebuilding also requires you to forgive yourself. Too often people get stuck because they're holding on to guilt or regret about past mistakes. They carry the weight of should have and could have, replaying old failures like a broken record. But you can't move forward if you're constantly looking backward. Forgive yourself for the times you fell short, for the opportunities you missed, for the decisions you wish you'd made differently. Forgiveness isn't about forgetting, it's about freeing yourself to move forward unburdened. Another key part of the process is celebrating your progress, no matter how small. Each step you take, each habit you change, and each obstacle you overcome is worth acknowledging. These small wins are what keep you motivated. They remind you that even if the end goal feels far away, you're still making progress. Surrounding yourself with the right people is also vital. Rebuilding yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Seek out those who support and encourage you, who challenge you to grow, and who remind you of your worth when you forget. The right support system can make all the difference in your journey. Rebuilding is messy. Yes, it's uncomfortable, slow, and often frustrating, but it's also one of the most rewarding journeys you'll ever take. Through the mess, you discover who you really are. You learn what you're capable of, what truly matters to you, and what you're willing to fight for. And when you come out on the other side, stronger and more resilient, you'll look back and realize that every step, every struggle, every moment of discomfort was worth it. The past has a way of holding on to us, doesn't it? It whispers in your ear, reminding you of every mistake, every missed opportunity, every regret. But here's the truth: you can't move forward while dragging the weight of yesterday behind you. To rebuild yourself, you must shift your focus from what's gone to what's here and now. The past is unchangeable, but today is yours to shape. We all have moments we wish we could rewrite. Maybe it's a choice we made, a chance we didn't take, or a failure that left us questioning ourselves. These moments can feel like anchors, keeping us tethered to a version of ourselves we no longer want to be. But no matter how much you analyze or replay those moments in your mind, they remain unchanged. The power to rewrite your story lies not in revisiting the past, but in reclaiming the present. Focusing on today means giving yourself permission to let go of what didn't work out. It's not about pretending those experiences didn't happen or denying their impact. It's about acknowledging them and choosing to move forward despite them. You can't change what's already happened, but you can decide how it shapes you moving forward. Will you let it define you, or will you use it as fuel to propel yourself toward growth and transformation? Living in the present requires you to make peace with imperfection. Nobody's life unfolds perfectly, and everyone carries their share of regrets. The difference between those who rebuild themselves and those who remain stuck lies in the ability to accept what was and focus on what is. It's a mindset shift from dwelling on what could have been to acting on what can be. When you focus on today, you give yourself the gift of possibility. Each day is a fresh start, a blank slate. It doesn't matter what happened last week, last month, or last year. What matters is what you choose to do right now. The actions you take today, no matter how small, can set the course for a brighter future. Focusing on the present also requires mindfulness. Too often we let the weight of the past or the uncertainty of the future rob us of the present moment. We're so busy worrying about what's behind us or what's ahead that we forget to fully live in the now. Mindfulness is about grounding yourself in the present, appreciating the here and now, and taking deliberate steps toward your goals. When you live in the present, you're better able to take action. Thinking too much about the past can paralyze you with regret, while obsessing over the future can overwhelm you with uncertainty. But when you focus on today, you're free to act, to take that first step, however small, toward rebuilding yourself. Whether it's learning a new skill, mending a relationship, or simply taking care of your health, each action taken in the present builds momentum. Another critical aspect of focusing on today is gratitude. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what you've lost to what you still have. It's easy to focus on what went wrong or what you wish were different, but gratitude allows you to see the beauty in what is. It reminds you that no matter how difficult your journey has been, there is still something to be thankful for. Gratitude grounds you in the present and fills you with the strength to keep moving forward. It's also important to set realistic goals for yourself. Goals that are rooted in the present and not overshadowed by the failures of the past. Instead of dwelling on the enormity of the big picture, break it down into manageable pieces. What can you do today to get closer to where you want to be? Progress doesn't happen in leaps and bounds, it happens in small, consistent steps. The past may be unchangeable, but it doesn't have to dictate your future. Today is your opportunity to make a change, to take control, and to start anew. Each day is a chance to rewrite the narrative, to build a stronger foundation, and to step closer to becoming the person you aspire to be. By focusing on today, you reclaim your power and open yourself up to the endless possibilities that lie ahead. There will always be people who doubt you, people who underestimate your potential, question your decisions, and believe you'll never rise above your struggles. They might be strangers, acquaintances, or even people close to you. But here's the truth: their doubts don't define you. What defines you is how you respond. Do you let their skepticism hold you back, or do you use it as fuel to push forward? The choice is yours, and the most powerful way to silence doubters is not with words, but with action. Action is the ultimate rebuttal. When you take consistent steps toward your goals, no matter how small or insignificant they may seem to others, you're proving to yourself and to everyone else that you're capable. Words are easy to dismiss, results are undeniable. Every step forward, every milestone reached, every obstacle overcome sends a clear message: I'm not here to meet your expectations. I'm here to exceed my own. There's power in proving doubters wrong through action because it shifts the narrative. People can argue with opinions, but they can't argue with evidence. When they see you achieving what they said you couldn't, it forces them to confront their own assumptions. But here's the thing: this isn't about seeking their approval or validation. It's about showing yourself that you're stronger, smarter, and more resilient than anyone gave you credit for, including yourself. Using action to prove doubters wrong starts with focusing on what you can control. You can't control what others think or say about you, but you can control how you respond. Will you let their negativity consume you, or will you channel it into motivation? Every time someone doubts you, every time someone tells you you can't, let it be a spark that ignites your drive. Let it remind you of why you started and what you're working toward. Consistency is key. You can't change perceptions overnight, and you shouldn't try to. Instead, focus on showing up every single day. Whether it's honing your craft, learning something new, or making progress on your goals, let your actions speak for you. Consistency builds credibility, not just in the eyes of others, but in your own eyes. The more you show up for yourself, the more you'll believe in your ability to succeed, regardless of what anyone else says. It's also important to remember that proving doubters wrong doesn't mean operating from a place of anger or spite. While it's natural to feel hurt or frustrated by their lack of belief, don't let those emotions consume you. Instead, use their doubt as a catalyst for growth. Let it push you to be better, to do better, and to achieve more, not because you need their approval, but because you deserve to see what you're capable of. Along the way, you'll discover something powerful. The more you focus on your actions and progress, the less their opinions will matter. The voices of doubt, once so loud, will fade into the background. They'll be drowned out by the sound of your accomplishments, your growth, and your confidence. And when that happens, you'll realize that proving doubters wrong was never really about them. It was about proving to yourself that you could rise above the noise and stay true to your vision. As you move forward, keep your focus on the work. Let the doubters watch, let them talk, let them question. Their opinions are theirs to carry, not yours. You have bigger things to focus on: your goals, your dreams, and your journey. Stay committed to your path and let your actions do the talking. There's a special kind of satisfaction that comes from proving doubters wrong. Not because you've shown them up, but because you've shown yourself what's possible. You've taken their disbelief and turned it into determination. You've refused to let their doubts define your limits. And in doing so, you've set an example for anyone who's ever been underestimated that with focus, persistence, and action, you can rise above the noise and achieve greatness on your own terms. The journey of rebuilding yourself is deeply personal, but it's also one that becomes meaningful when it inspires others. Your story, with all its struggles, setbacks, and triumphs, has the power to impact lives beyond your own. By choosing to rise, to rebuild, and to persevere, you become a living testament to the strength of the human spirit. And whether you realize it or not, your journey is a beacon of hope for those who are struggling to find their own way. In life, it's easy to feel alone in your challenges. When you're at your lowest, it can seem like no one understands or has faced the same depths of despair. But the truth is, everyone has their own battles, and the courage it takes to rebuild yourself is something that resonates universally. By sharing your journey, whether through actions, words, or simply by being an example, you show others that it's possible to overcome. You remind them that setbacks are not permanent, and that strength can be found even in the darkest of times. Your story doesn't have to be perfect to inspire others. In fact, it's often the imperfections, the stumbles, the doubts, the moments of vulnerability that make it so powerful. People connect with authenticity, not perfection. When you're honest about your struggles and how you've worked to overcome them, you give others permission to acknowledge their own challenges. You remind them that it's okay to fall as long as they're willing to get back up. Inspiring others through your journey doesn't mean you have to be on a stage or in the spotlight. It can be as simple as sharing a kind word with someone who's going through a tough time, being a supportive friend, or leading by example in your daily life. The way you handle adversity, the way you choose resilience over resignation, speaks volumes. It shows others what's possible, even when the odds seem insurmountable. When you rebuild yourself, you're not just transforming your own life, you're creating ripples that extend outward. Think about the people who have inspired you, the ones whose strength and perseverance lit a fire within you. They may not have known it, but their journey gave you hope. Now you have the chance to do the same for someone else. Your actions, your growth, and your courage can become the spark that ignites someone else's transformation. One of the most rewarding aspects of rebuilding yourself is realizing that your success isn't just about you. It's about the legacy you leave, the lives you touch, and the example you set. When others see you overcoming obstacles, they begin to believe they can overcome theirs too. Your story becomes a source of strength, a reminder that challenges can be met with courage, and that setbacks can be stepping stones. Inspiring others doesn't mean pretending you have all the answers or that you figured everything out. It's about being real. It's about showing that progress is possible, even if it's messy and imperfect. It's about demonstrating that strength isn't the absence of fear or failure, but the willingness to keep going despite them. And here's the beautiful thing: when you inspire others, you also inspire yourself. Knowing that your journey has made a difference gives your struggles purpose. It reminds you that every step you've taken, every challenge you've faced, and every effort you've made has meaning. It reinforces your commitment to keep growing, to keep striving, and to keep being the best version of yourself. The power of your journey lies not just in the transformation it brings to your own life, but in the way it empowers others to begin their own. By rebuilding yourself, you show others what's possible. You remind them that they're not alone, that strength can be found in struggle, and that the human spirit is capable of incredible resilience. And in doing so, you create a ripple effect of hope, courage, and inspiration that can change lives far beyond your own. Rebuilding yourself is a journey of belief, persistence, and transformation. It demands letting go of the past, focusing on the present, silencing doubt with action, and inspiring others through your growth. Each step forward shapes a stronger, wiser version of you, proving that no challenge is insurmountable. Embrace the process, rise above, and let your journey be a testament to the power of resilience and the limitless potential within you. The future is yours to create. Start now.